Part 2, Silk Road, written by Nick Middleton. So we see that Nick Middleton, the author, he wants to perform a Korah, that is a pilgrimage on the Mount Kailash, and so he starts his route. That is, he takes the Silk Road, the ancient Silk Road. And in this chapter, we are studying that how he starts from Ravu, hill town of Ravu, where Lahamo, a Tibetan girl, she presents him a sheep skin coat, and now along with Zetan, a driver, and one more person, Daniel, he starts his journey. We took a shortcut to get off the Changtang. Zetan knew a route that would take us southwest, almost directly towards Mount Kailash, and they took a shortcut. Avoiding to get off means avoiding Changtang. They did not take a long route that is through Changtang. Zetan knew because Zetan knew a route that would take them to southwest and directly towards the Mount Kailash. It involved crossing several fairly high mountain passes, he said. And though it involved high passes, but no problem, sir, he assured us. If there is no snow. He said there won't be any problem if there is no snow. What was the likelihood of that, I asked. So author asked, what was the possibility of that? कि snow milega ya nahi milega? Not knowing, sir, until we get there. So he said they did not know until they go to that place. Now they started their journey from a shortcut. From the gently rolling hills of Ravu, the shortcut took us across vast open plains with nothing in them except a few gazelles. Now, when they started the journey through vast open plains, they saw nothing except few gazelles. Gazelles are small, beautiful antelopes that would look up from nibbling the arid pastures and frown before bounding away into the void. And these gazelles, these antelopes, they would look up. वो उनको देख रही थी. They would looking up from nibbling. Nibbling means eating. धीरे धीरे वो eat कर रही थी. They were biting in bits the arid pastures, the dry grasses, and frown before bounding away into the void. वो खा रही हैं, ऊपर देख रही हैं, and they would bound away. Bound away means then they would jump away into the void. Then they would jump away into the clear spaces. Further on, where the plains became more stony than grassy, a great herd of wild ass came into the view. And now when the plains became more stony, जब वहाँ पर थोड़ा थोड़ा stones दिखाई देने लगे, more than the grass, a great group, herd means group of wild ass. Now they saw wild ass. Zetan told us we were approaching them long before they appeared. And Zetan, the driver, told them that they would meet the asses before actually they appeared. Kyang, he said. Kyang means a thick dark cloud of dust. क्योंकि उसने आइडिया लगा लिया था when he saw the thick dark cloud of the dust. Pointing towards a far off pall of dust. उसने pall of dust, thick cloud देख लिया था dust का, and he understood कि कहीं आसपास wild asses हैं. When we drew near, I could see the herd galloping en masse, wheeling and turning in tight formation as if they were practicing maneuver on some predetermined course. And when we drew near, and when they drew near them, he could see the herd galloping. He could see the group of wild ass galloping. Galloping means jumping. En masse. En masse means in groups. Wheeling and turning. Wheeling and turning means they were moving in circles, in tight formation, as if they were practicing maneuver, as if they were practicing some skillful movements. जैसे कि वो कुछ skillful movements करने जा रहे हैं. Move घूमे जा रहे हैं circles में. On some predetermined course. जैसे उनको कोई course मिला हुआ है, कोई task मिला हुआ है, और वो उसके चारों तरफ घूमे जा रहे हैं. They were doing some work. Plumes of dust billowed into the crisp, clean air. Now plumes means clouds of dust billowed, filled into the crisp, the dry, clean air. Clean air थी वहाँ की crispy, dry air, and the clouds were of dust. They were they filled the dry air. As hills started to push up once more from the rocky wilderness, और जैसे ही hills started to push up, और जैसे ही दोबारा से they could see the hills on their way from the rocky wilderness, जैसे अभी वो rocky plain से आए थे, uncultivated, wilderness means uncultivated region. We passed solitary drogbas standing their flocks. They passed through solitary. Solitary means lonely drogbas. Drogbas, I told you already, shepherds. अकेले इक्का दुक्का shepherds, they were tending their flocks. They were attending to their sheep or goats. Sometimes men, sometimes women, these well-wrapped figures would pause and stare at our cars. और कभी-कभी some men, sometimes some women, they were well-wrapped. बड़े अच्छे से उन्होंने अपने को कवर किया हुआ था. दे वुड पॉज, दे वुड स्टॉप एंड देन दे वुड स्टेयर एट देयर कार. वो उनकी कार की तरफ देखते थे. ओकेजनली वेविंग एज वी पास्ड एंड ओकेजनली दे वेव्ड टू देम एज दे पास्ड. When the track took us close to their animals, और जब उनका रास्ता उनके बिल्कुल उनके जानवरों के पास आ जाता था, the sheep would take evasive action, veering away from the speeding vehicle. और जब sheep जो है, जब वो बिल्कुल रास्ता उनकी गाड़ी जो है जानवरों के पास से गुजरती थी, those sheep they would take evasive action, they would escape, वहाँ से वो भाग जाती थी डरकर, and veered away. Veering means dodging, move away, और वो कूद कर एकदम से स्पीडिंग व्हीकल के पास से भाग जाती थी. We passed nomads' dark tents pitched in splendid isolation, usually with a huge black dog, a Tibetan mastiff standing guard. And then when they passed these nomads' dark tents, जब वो उनके dark tents के पास से गुजरते थे, which were pitched, which were erected in the splendid isolation, बड़े beautiful lonely जगह में उनके जो tents लगे हुए थे, जब वो उसके पास से पास करते थे, then they saw a huge black dog, very big black dogs, which were called Tibetan mastiff. Mastiff means large dogs. They were standing guard, वो एक guard की तरह से उनके tents की रक्षा करते थे. These beasts would cock their great big heads when they became aware of our approach and fix us in their sights. And these beasts, these dogs, would cock their great big heads. They would cock means they would stand erect, एकदम सीधे खड़े हो जाते थे. And when they became aware, जब उन्हें पता लगता था कि they were somebody is approaching, somebody is coming and fix us in their sights, वो देखते रहते थे लगातार कि who is coming there. As we continue to draw closer, they would explode into action. और जैसे ही इन लोगों की कार उनके पास जाती थी, they would explode, they would burst into action, speeding directly towards us. एकदम दौड़ के वो उनके पास आते थे, like a bullet from a gun and nearly as fast. जैसे कि गन से बुलेट निकलती है as fast, they ran and came to them कि who has come. Naturally, their job is to see who the stranger has come. These shaggy monsters, blacker than the darkest nights, usually wore bright red collars and barked furiously with massive jaws. These shaggy monsters are rough-haired, big animals. बड़े बड़े ये mastiff, Tibetan mastiff dog को describe कर रहा है writer यहाँ पर. These were shaggy. Shaggy means rough-haired, big animals. They look like monsters, blacker than the darkest nights. ये darkest nights से भी काले रंग के थे. They wore bright red collars and barked furiously, और बड़ी तेजी से bark करते थे with massive jaws, with big jaws. They were completely fearless of our vehicle. Naturally, they were fearless of their car, shooting straight into our path. Shooting means coming fastly into their path, causing Satan to brake and swerve. And it caused Satan to brake. Satan को brake लगाना पड़ा and swerve. Swerve means he turned aside. उसने turn किया अपना vehicle. They were so furious. They were so massive and violent.